United Russia State Duma deputies were asked to consider running for re-election to the new lower house and promised to find new jobs if they declined, two party sources told Vedomosti. According to them, Vladimir Vasiliev, the head of the party's Duma faction, held meetings with the members last week. He and Vladimir Yakushev, Secretary of the United Russia General Council, also met with representatives of the presidential administration, PA, to preliminarily discuss the party's list for the State Duma elections. The presidential administration already has a clear vision for professionals, deputies who have served in the Duma for many years and hold committee leadership positions, one of Vedomosti's sources noted. Also, according to the publication sources, the Kremlin has established quotas for war veterans, winners of the Leaders of Russia, politics, competition, and representatives of the Popular Front. When compiling lists, a three-key principle is usually applied: the views of the presidential administration, regional leaders, and the party leadership. However, the Kremlin's position is paramount. Vedomosti's source clarified. United Russia will present its final list for the elections at the party's pre-election congress. It will be held in two stages, in June and August 2026. Several Vedomosti sources noted that assisting former deputies with employment is common practice, but it doesn't always work. There are no systemic solutions regarding employment. Only the strongest manage to find backup airfields without losing influence, says Rostislav Turovsky, Vice President of the Center for Political Technologies. More interesting is who will be responsible for the faction renewal in the new convocation. In addition to the expected influx of special operation participants, one can expect an increased presence of public figures, while the number of businessmen may decline, the expert noted. Fari daily sources in the State Duma and the presidential administration previously stated that following the 2026 elections, at least 100 of the 450 seats in the lower house of parliament will be occupied by veterans of the war in Ukraine. United Russia plans to nominate Kremlin-backed former military personnel. However, electing 100 veterans of the war solely through party lists will be difficult, so most of them may run in single-mandate constituencies, one of the publication sources noted. What is happening now is increasing the dissatisfaction of State Duma deputies within the government. Some of them are also expected to oppose Russian President Vladimir Putin's rule. Vladimir Putin has repeatedly called those fighting in Ukraine a new elite, and demanded that they may be more actively recruited into government service. We must seek, find and promote people who fear nothing in serving the motherland and who are willing to risk their health and their lives. Such people must be promoted to leadership positions. They will be our successors, Putin noted.
Gaza humanitarian aid delivery restarted on Monday, as the fragile ceasefire resumed with Israel, a day after the fragile deal faced its first major flare-up. According to Associated Press, Israeli forces launched a wave of deadly strikes, saying Hamas militants had killed 2 soldiers, and an Israeli security official said the transfer of aid into the territory was halted. The military later said it resumed enforcing the ceasefire, and the official confirmed that aid deliveries would resume Monday. The official spoke on condition of anonymity because he's not authorized to discuss the issue with the media. Footage by the Associated Press showed aid trucks driving through the rubble in Gaza's southern city of Khan Yunis. They included other necessities such as fuel. Palestinians, including women and children, queued outside a distribution center in Khan Yunis to receive boxes. There is a concern among Palestinians about how much aid Israel is letting into Gaza, a key part of the agreement. Shaban Abu Jamia, a resident, told the Associated Press that the aid boxes he received weren't adequate and contained meager portions. Rafat al-Kara, another resident, echoed similar sentiments. It's not enough for anything, It's only enough for 4 or 5 days for a family of 6 people, he said. He wished that aid packages were bigger or delivered more frequently. You can see how expensive prices are becoming, and we cannot afford to buy anything, he added. Meanwhile, as Palestinians waited to receive aid, the Israeli army distributed leaflets warning people to stay away from the yellow line, which marks the area where Israeli soldiers are stationed in the strip. The next stages of the ceasefire are expected to focus on disarming Hamas, Israeli withdrawal from additional areas it controls in Gaza, and future governance of the devastated territory. The U.S. plan proposes the establishment of an internationally backed authority.
تقريبا يعني من حوالي شهرين ما اخذناش قبل هيك، وهذا يعني ايش بده يكفيني؟ يعني بكفيني ل 15 يوم 20 يوم.
هاي الطرد الغذائي رز 5 كيلو. لا ما بتكفي لاي شيء، يعني زي ما قلت لك هذه يعني يا دوبها بس يمكن 4 أيام 5 إلى 6 أفراد يعني من العيلة. يعني احنا ايش يعني تكون ايش لو كانت مثلا اكبر من هيك، او مثلا كل اسبوع لو ايش طرد غذائي يعني ممكن تسد يعني ابسط اشي يعني. وانتم شايفين الدنيا والوضع هيك يعني، والدنيا يعني انتم شايفين الغلاء رغم انه الاسعار، لكن ايش فيش امكانيه انه الواحد يشتري يعني اي حاجه يعني.